After a whole month of no cycling and quite a lot of indulgence over Christmas, my FTP is probably and hopefully at its lowest that it's going to be for all of 2021. Well, as I begin my long return to cycling fitness at the head of the triathlon season, I thought it would be fun just to see how much I could improve my FTP in only 4 weeks. So just before we broke up for Christmas, I was actually pretty happy with where I was at with my fitness for both my cycling and my running. And a lot of that was thanks to the Zwift Triathlon Academy workouts, which gave me that structure and also that target. So it's a little bit depressing to think that I've lost all of that fitness, but I am hoping that there is a little bit of muscle memory lurking in there somewhere. Well, anyway, I probably shouldn't put it off much longer. I need to go and find out exactly what my FTP is now so I know what I'm working with and just how bad the damage is. So in order to know if I'm going to have any improvement, I guess I need to find out where I'm at now. I know this is going to be painful. It is time for my first FTP test, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Oh my goodness, that was unpleasant to say the least. Now, before Christmas, I recorded my equal best FTP of all time at 229 during the 20k TT on the Zwift Academy. And obviously, I've had a long time off the bike. Today, I have dropped all the way down to 201, which it's quite some decrease. I'm hoping part of it is due to the fact that I've come back, I've been in lockdown, so I've done quite a bit of cycling and I started running on hills again, which has taken out quite a lot from my legs. However, I've got a lot of work to do if I want to get back up to that 229. That's my target, and I've got 4 weeks to do it. All right, I've looked into this and trying to work out what I can realistically improve my FTP by, if at all. Now, apparently, if you're new to cycling, you can expect or hope to actually add 50 watts to your FTP within the first year, and it then drops off by 50% each year thereafter. Now, obviously, I'm not new to cycling, so I'm not expecting to hit anything like that, and I am just covering a month. However, it's not going to stop me trying, and I've got a pretty low base marker. Now, I'm aware that 4 weeks is a very short period of time, and I wouldn't recommend retesting after 4 weeks in a normal situation because you might have actually got stronger, but it won't necessarily show as a progression because your legs might still be tired from that, and it can get a little bit demoralizing. Now, I'm aware of that, so I'm going to make sure that I do rest up a few days before my retest. And you're probably asking why then? Why am I going for such a short timescale? Well, I want that motivation, that target. It's January, it's the new year, and I want something to aim for and sort of prove to myself. And we're in lockdown here in the UK, so I can't swim, I can't do as much running outdoors, and cycling is easy to do on the turbo, so I'm gonna go for it. Obviously, I understand that strength and fitness doesn't just happen overnight, so I'm going to have to work pretty hard. And I've got a structure that I'm aiming for 4 bike workouts a week. 2 of those at sort of threshold intensity, so at or around my FTP for slightly longer interval efforts. Then I'm going to do 1 that's going to be really high-end, shorter, sharper, really working on a bit of speed and just spicing things up a little bit. And then the 4th session is going to be a longer, more sort of aerobic effort to try and get those base miles in. And I know for cyclists, they're going to say that's nowhere near enough, but I want to be realistic here. I don't want to set myself a goal that's so big that I'm going to start failing on the first week. So I'm sort of taking off what I know that I can manage and hoping that that's going to be enough. And there's actually someone who's in a similar boat to me, although probably going about it slightly wiser. GCN's Conor Dunne is trying to improve his FTP over 8 weeks. And obviously he's going to be starting at a much higher base level than I am. However, I think there's probably quite a lot that I could learn from Conor, and I actually caught up with him earlier to pick his brains. Hi Conor, thanks for sparing your time and hopefully your brains on cycle training. How's it going for you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Thanks for having me as well. Great to talk about the training. I'm 2 weeks in now and it's going okay. Starting to get there.
Well, you've got a nice... Yeah, you've got a sensible period of time, giving yourself, it's 8 weeks you've got, isn't it? And how's your plan looking?
Yeah, so I've got 8 weeks and it's not a huge amount of volume. So I'm doing 4 rides each week and each ride's probably an hour long and only 2 of those are structured. So I'm doing 2 structured rides on Zwift every week and those sessions are under an hour, but they're very intense. They're kind of pretty much just working as hard as you can in the hour and really trying to squeeze the time available. But it's going well so far. I did a race. I kind of entered the Movistar qualification race just out of interest, and the power's going in the right direction.
Well, I'm excited that you've just said you're only doing 4 sessions a week. I say only because that's my target, and I thought you were going to tell me that I need to be doing way more than that. And I know though I'm aiming for 4 weeks, which might be a little bit ambitious. Do you think that's a bit crazy? Like realistically, it's a bit of a short scale?
No, I think 4 weeks is achievable. I mean, I don't think you need to set your sights super high. I don't think you need to try and get back to some sort of race fitness. I don't think that needs to be the aim. It's just, I think in 4 weeks you can definitely make some sort of improvements to your fitness. And yeah, I think the key would be just staying patient with yourself. Personally, I feel you need to give yourself at least 2 weeks, because when you first start going again, especially if you had a bit of a break, that first week can be really tough, and then mentally you start to think, oh, I'm not going to make any progress here, and that's when you start to doubt yourself and maybe give up. But if you push on through 2 weeks, then you'll start to surprise yourself, and you'll be getting in the right direction pretty quickly.
Cool, that's good to know. And I am sort of surprised you're only doing 2 key sessions a week. So you've obviously got 16 key sessions. Are there a couple that you can kind of pick out and suggest that would be good for me or would be good for triathletes in particular?
Yeah, definitely. For example, tomorrow I'm doing a session. It's 52 minutes long to be precise. Yeah, but there's a bit of a warm up and then you get straight into the session. 3 times 12-minute climbing efforts, and it's based off your FTP, so your current FTP, which is really important because then you're obviously doing a session that's relevant to your own abilities. But it'll ramp up, so the start of the 12 minutes will be below FTP, and then you have kind of that 2-minute squeeze at the end, which is a bit above it. And I think those sort of sessions make things a bit more achievable and a bit less mentally taxing. Which is kind of my other piece of recommendation is sweet spot training. I think it's just so good for building your FTP, because if you're doing threshold efforts to boost your threshold, it is just so hard and it's so intense and it's so easy to not quite get the most out of the session. If you just drop below that bit of sweet spot, you're not quite pushing as hard. It's easier to complete the interval and you just get so much bang for your buck. You really do. It does work. I use it a lot when I was preparing for races too.
Well, I think that's awesome, and that's good news as well for GTN, because I feel like triathletes love those kind of sessions. So it's something that I feel quite comfortable doing, because I've done a couple of sessions a bit higher, and that's sort of way out of my comfort zone. So yeah, great advice there. And you mentioned tomorrow, so tell me a bit more.
Yeah, so tomorrow I'll be leading a session on Zwift, 9:30 a.m. So you're welcome to join me, Heather.
Oh, I think I might have to.
We're getting. Yeah, no, you'd be really welcome there. We're getting a bit of a community going actually, so it's great fun because you're in a workout with other people on Zwift, and there's that kind of community spirit, and people keep each other going. There's a bit of banter in the group chat whilst we're doing the workout, and it's just nice to lift the spirits at the moment as well.
Awesome. So yeah, a bit of banter and anything to kind of give me the boost I need. I'll see you there. It's a gentle squeeze this morning. Yeah. I am ready for Conor's session. We've actually got 200 people on the start line, 1 minute to go to see what Conor has in store for us. I have a little glance at the session and yeah, it looks doable, which is good. And it's quite nice not doing a session really early in the morning. So I've actually had breakfast and I'm looking forward to working out with and kind of keeping up in the way you can on a structured workout on Zwift with Conor. Should be fun. I'll probably be looking a little more sweaty when I talk to you next. Look at these. Look at us. We're ready to go. Oh no, I've just realised I am now in GCN kit on there. Not good. another one in the bag, another one closer to a new FTP, fingers crossed. But that was a really great workout, thanks to Conor. Something I wouldn't have normally done. I don't like those kind of strength workouts that are a bit of a grind, which probably means I should do more of them. So I'm hoping that strength is going to correlate. I'm just not sure that my legs will appreciate it when I go for my run later. But it's all about gaining for this FTP test, isn't it? So yeah, I'm on track. All right, I think it's time for an update to let you guys know how I'm getting on, because I'm pretty much halfway through now. 2 weeks completed, and it's been quite a mixed bag. I'm struggling on the endurance side of things. So the weather outside has just been horrible. I mean, it is January, so what do you expect? But I have not ventured outdoors, and that means I've done it all indoors, and I struggle to kind of keep my motivation for anything more than an hour. So I'm super chuffed that I have now got a new record of an hour 30. I've managed 50k on Zwift. This was thanks to a weekend club ride. So our club, Bath CC, put together some group rides, and I thought I'd join in. It was a 75k ride. I managed 50, and I was super chuffed. So that's helped, but it's nothing like your usual 4-hour Sunday ride. So I'm going to struggle there, I think, later down the line. I'm not going to have that base. However, I've done some really tough work as well. So did my first ever WTRL racing, or WTR League on Zwift, a race for the club again. Oh my goodness, it absolutely killed me. It was hideous. Might be an error though, because I probably had about half a week just to mentally and physically recover from that. It was so tough. But I'm hoping some strength has come back. You saw me doing Conor's session, and that was great. It was just like the right intensity for me, and it was nice to do it with someone I know and just kind of keep my motivation up. So it's been a little bit up and down, and I've still got 2 weeks left to go, so no time to back off. And in actual fact, I'm off to film some more cycling with work this afternoon. So I'm hoping, well, I'm going to count that as training. I mean, surely it's got to count, hasn't it? It's more work on the bike. It's all good. I'm actually about to do my first ever ramp test. And no, it's not part of my training or testing for my 4-week FTP improvement, but Marc and I are just making a video looking at the difference between FTP and ramp, and I get the nicer one this time because I use that FTP as that tester you've already seen. So I think it's gonna be tough, but it should be over quicker. All right, I am aware that an FTP test can actually be trained for to a certain extent, and I'm hoping with all of this recent practice, I might be able to improve partly due to approach and technique. And with just a week left, it's time to get in the last couple of key sessions and then recover fully and get my head in the game. Another session completed. I'm feeling very smug. It's Saturday morning and I'm still not braving the outdoors. So instead I thought I'd come and do a bit more of an intense session. I've just done 40 seconds above my FTP, 20 seconds below, 5 times through, so 5 minutes, 5 minutes easy, 3 times. And I quite like it. It's a very similar session to what I used to do on the treadmill when I was training for some 3 or 5k. So it's quite intense, but I need to do some sort of higher than FTP efforts, otherwise I can't expect to suddenly be able to go stronger, if that makes sense. So yeah, I quite like it. But this week has been a bit of an easier week because I was struggling. I think I went off a bit too hard, so it's quite nice to feel good. Yeah. All right, I've just done my warm-up and there's no more time to put off this final test to find out if these 4 weeks of work have been worth it. And I seriously hope they are. I feel quite terrible at the moment, but I'm pretty sure it's in my head and my legs don't know it, I'm hoping. So yeah, I'm just gonna give it everything and see what happens. to describe that. All right, I have just about got my breath back. I'm sort of half recovered, but I haven't forgotten just how painful that was. But it's probably time to share the results. And I cannot tell you how relieved I am and how happy I am that my FTP has actually gone up. I have worked so hard these last 4 weeks, so I was really worried that it wasn't going to be any different and I was going to be a little bit demoralised. But I started 4 weeks ago and I got 201 as my FTP result. Today, it was 212. So I am delighted with that. I couldn't have given any more to either of the two FTPs, so I think it's pretty fair. But I did say at the beginning, and I didn't want to elaborate on it because I didn't want to even admit to myself, I just was not there today. I wasn't feeling good and I was just like, I'm just gonna have to work and just not dwell on it because I don't want to do it another day. So I gave it everything and yeah, there's not much more to say. And I wouldn't say that on a normal time you would be able to improve your FTP by 11 watts if you're vaguely fit beforehand. But I think the fact that I'd done nothing for 4 weeks over Christmas gave me that capacity to improve. I reckon the next 4 weeks is probably not going to see as much of an improvement, but you never know. I can hope, and I'm going to keep working and keep pushing forward. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching me suffer and can rejoice in the result with me. If so, do give this video a like, and remember you can follow us on social media on GTN to find out what we're up to, and you can also subscribe to us here on YouTube.